Let's run that back without the mic muted. Hello, welcome to the chat. Big up to Tausif Hussein and Glimpse for tuning in. Big comment here from Tausif Hussein, who wants Arsenal to get relegated all the way to League 2. And welcome to the chat, Marcus to go as well. Today we're talking about Oskarsson, who is City's target for a potential backup Haaland. Now, and this kind of does line up as well with what we have heard over the last week and a half since the Gundogan stuff. This is kind of, we have heard a little bit on this, and I'm going to get into that. But to begin, let's have a look at, there's meant to be a graphic there. Let's have a look at Oskarsson. Ori Oskarsson, who City are targeting to potentially back up Erling Haaland. Now then, this is the report here. City have considered a move to sign coveted talent Ori Oskarsson from FC Copenhagen. From FC Copenhagen as backup to Haaland. The reigning Premier League champions now seem unlikely to pursue a deal for the 19-year-old. Top 10 Arsenal fans there. But they are firm admirers of him. And he is set to depart Copenhagen before the transfer window closes. Now then, you might be wondering, Connect. You usually show the stats here as opposed to the report, and you just tell us the report, or even show us it through tweets. I'm going to get into that now. Now then, about a week ago, when Gundogan was coming back to the club, but we weren't 100% sure yet, Sam Lee said that City were after another signing, aka a striker to back up Haaland. He said the name was. He basically pointed out Kyogo as City's backup to Haaland, but he did also say that there was another name in there. There was another name floating within the hat. Okay, but it was certainly another name, and Kyogo was supposedly the primary target, or Kyogo is the second name, and Oskarsson, who I think is the second guy, or Oskarsson was the first guy. So one way or another, we now know who both the names were: Kyogo Furuhashi. Sorry, just checking something. Yeah, that's all good. Kyogo Furuhashi and Oscar By the way, Joao gone. He's basically gone. He's going to Saudi. Now then, on to the stats. For a topic like this, it's difficult to... I wanted to have a look at both Kyogo and Oskarsson, but it's difficult to flicker between two different graphics to achieve such a goal. And so for this video, and you might see this layout again, I've got them both. Here they are. These are both of the players that we have eyed up. Kyogo to your right, my left, and Copenhagen to your left, my right. So this is a brand new graphic. It's going to be a bit difficult having comments on screen because they obviously cover a bit of it. But these are the two players we're after. We'll start with Kyogo because he's old news, we'll say best for last. But I mean, the stats are there. Read them, read both halves to your heart's content. I'm not going to gatekeep them. Kyogo, 29 years of age, obviously plays for Celtic. He's a centre forward. Well, that's his primary position. He can play striker and anywhere along the front 3/4. Last season, he played 50 matches, got no injuries, got 24 goal contributions. The previous season, I think he had about 39 goal contributions. So, he's been decently consistent, even if last season was a minor drop-off. Well, not minor, it was a relatively sized drop-off. 2 yellows, no reds, which is always nice, and a low market value of 14 million. Money isn't the issue here. Thoughts on Evan Ferguson? We're going to look into that because I know he has been a rumour floating around today. I did see something on that, so we're going to look at that. And I've given him a chance of 30% to sign for City. Now then, moving on to the new name, who's over here for you guys, but I am going to be looking at Kyogo because I'm looking at, for me, I'm looking at the guy, Oskarsson. So, 19 years of age, turning 20 in 3 days, by the way, so, take that as you will. He's 19, he plays for Copenhagen, as I've mentioned. Similar position to Furuhashi, Kyogo Furuhashi. Don't know if he can play on the wings or not, but probably something that he can be trained into. Contract up till 2028, so a bit more, an extra year on Kyogo's. Played 41 matches last season for Copenhagen, but got himself 23 goal contributions, which is not too shabby whatsoever. Now then, Ori Oskarsson. One yellow card again doesn't seem to be the type of player to get himself booked a lot. Now then, did you know before the start of the season I said Slovenia was not going to be a starter? I believe I do remember you mentioning that. But, I mean, it could have been that way if Bob stayed fit. Well, it's not that he's not fit, it's just that he's broken his leg, the poor guy. Well, fractured it. Now then, Oskarsson, the interesting thing on him is that he has a 5 million market value. Not valued very highly in terms of money, according to Transfer Market anyway. Now then, this was last updated on June 10th. Now you're probably thinking, that's not that long ago. That's fine. But if we actually go to Copenhagen, so far this season, if you look at this season's stats for him, he's gotten... Last season he got 23 goals. 23 goal contributions for his side. Very good for someone his age. I know, Rico. We gotta have a talk about Rico. Oh my lord. Thank the Lord's Rico Lewis. What a player he's been so far. Now then, but looking back on this, So 23 goal contributions he's had last season for him. Pretty good season for a player's age. This season, now then, you do have to take into account the competition, but you can only beat what's in front of you. In the Super League and the UECL, the Conference League qualifiers, in 11 matches he's had 8 goal contributions, which is not bad going at all. And if you actually look at that in terms of games played and where that would likely end up with what he played last season, in 44 matches, he's got 32 goal contributions. If you do the math. Make Ilkay Gundogan the captain. He has won the treble, or he won us the treble. To be fair, the vote has not happened yet, so not to be written off the table. But I have given this 30% anyway. Now then, I probably would have given this higher if on the other graphic, if I go back to this one real quick, if David Ornstein didn't say that we are unlikely to pursue a move for this guy and that we were still considering it. Now then, this is probably the fact that he is going to leave is something that we have to keep an eye on. Because if he leaves and goes to, I don't know, a relatively big team like Arsenal or Barcelona, okay, I'm not saying that he will go there, okay, but let's just throw it in there. If he leaves and goes to them or even Bayern, what chance have we got? I mean, if he goes to Crystal Palace, then we can still admire him and potentially nab them in the future, depending on how he does. But if he goes to Bayern and smashes it, we're not going to be able to lay a glove on him. Because that'll simply be how it goes. I genuinely don't see him leaving otherwise. Who should be Man City Young Player of the Season? Rico Lewis, Savinho, potential Oscar Bob when he comes back in January. In fairness, I think if Oscar Bob, is going to really struggle. Not in terms of talent, but he's got half a season to do it. In fairness to him, it's going to be a lot trickier for him, and to probably get back into the team, considering established spots will happen at that point. Players would have earned their places to some extent. Not that he can't earn his place at that point, but it will be a lot trickier than it was now because he kind of already earned his spot. His preseason was brilliant. He performed against United, and I reckon he may have started against Chelsea had he not been so unlucky. Doku or Martinelli. I think, putting by his side, I'd probably have to go Martinelli for now. He's been in the league a bit longer, in fairness to him, and Doku hasn't been, so I'll be fair there, I guess. Martinelli's a bench player, true. Doku's clear, I know, but I'm just going off. I'm simply going off everything we have seen, because last season wasn't exactly a world-class season from either of them, in fairness. But Martinelli has been in this league longer and has proven himself to a certain extent. So, I will be relatively fair. Even if last season for Martinelli was a not bad season, but beforehand he was being called a relatively similar level to Saka. But last season he got 13 goal contributions to Doku, who got about 17. Now, and trust me, I think it's like that. I really don't think there's much in it, and I think Doku will probably be better by the end of the season. Haaland the machine, indeed. That's all I see on StreamYard. I know what you're doing, but that's all I see. Now then, shall we go on Twitter and have a look at the latest stuff? Pull it up. We'll go have a look at what David Ornstein initially said, where the tweet first originated from, and then we'll have a look elsewhere, see what else we can find. Just give me a minute. My computer has been slow today, but the good thing is that I loaded it up early, so it didn't actually end up mattering. David Ornstein, hello. Hey Glimpse, welcome back. By the way, go to this channel called Arsenal News. Absolutely on that part. Yeah, everyone go vote Docker, give him the big up. 2 games with the new front three. What are your thoughts about it so far? I'm going to guess new front three as in Savinho, Haaland, Doku. Look, I only got to watch 2 of those matches. Well, we didn't. Did we see that again? No, we didn't quite see that against United, did we? But when I saw it against Chelsea, it really looked threatening. But I'm yet to see a full 90 minutes of it because Savinho obviously got injured against Chelsea. Well, picked up a little knock. Luckily, it wasn't bad. And obviously, the game just gone was a 3 p.m. kickoff, and I couldn't watch it. Rodri or Declan Rice? That's easy. That's Rodri. That easy peasy. Easy peasy. Yeah, there's no debate there. If you disagree, it's just kind of like, come on, be on and be real here. But I'm gonna go have a look at David Ornstein now, see what we can find, and we're gonna have a look at Evan Ferguson. I will try and find the tweet of where it originated from, but we're gonna have a look at his transfer market. So Eddie Nketiah, he's been floating around recently. Sterling, we all know he's leaving. But here you go. This is where it all originated from. If my computer loads, this is what I mean. Just imagine this, but like 10 times worse on days when I really need to go live. Just quotes taking so long to load. On my computer upstairs, like that, honestly. Will Gundo get a start against West Ham? Interesting. I mean, I don't think he should. As much as I love Ilkay, I don't think he should. Oh, unless Kovacic was injured. He did pick up an injury, didn't he? He did pick up an injury. So, depending on how Kova is, I don't think he should. If Kova is okay, and it was just like a precaution why we took him off, this is ridiculous now. Come on, man. Alright, you know what? We won't even click on the post. We'll just have a look at it here. Man City have considered Copenhagen's Oskarsson as a backup to Haaland. Unlikely to pursue for now, but firm admirers. And he is set for a 20 million plus add-ons move. Other Premier League sides interested, and other sides on the whole, like Porto and Sociedad. So there's clear interest in him. The deal's going to cost probably around 30 million euros, 25 million pounds in that region. Oh, okay, and it loads instantly this time. So don't know whether we're going to go in for him. The fact that it says unlikely to pursue does leave a bit of negativity, but it leaves a bit of hope that we could. Admire FC. Rodri deserves Ballon d'Or. I think he should win it, but he won't because CDMs won't win it, and they'll go off G&A and big names. If they went off G&A, then it should have been Haaland, really, in the other season, shouldn't it? But they'll just go big names, really. And I know Rodri is a big name, but again, CDM, he won't win it. Similar to how Van Dijk came third in it a couple of years ago. Van Dijk could have had the season of his life and he wouldn't have won it. Walker or Trent, right now it's probably Trent, to be honest, mate. Yeah, that's everything we have here. I can have a look at Ori Oskarsson just on a whole on Twitter. See what we can get. See what we can find. Had this. So, I mean, we could go for him. But look, it is looking like one of these two. I do believe that's Kyogo there. I don't know who we're going to go in for, if anyone. But with admiration can open the door to a move, potentially. Ramos 13-14 or VVD 18-19. I'm going to be honest, lad, I was watching football back then, but it's not like I was watching tons of football, if you get what I mean. I wasn't like as intertwined with the sport now. I was still very young back then. So I probably couldn't answer that question, honestly. But I do know that Ramos was obviously an absolute beast back in his day. For me, Ramos, oh yeah, he did, didn't he? If Vinny win the Copa America, he would have won the Ballon d'Or. Probably, to be honest. Probably. That's true. I mean, Van Dijk again. Liverpool could have won the Premier League as well that season. I don't think he wins the. I don't think he would have gotten the Ballon d'Or. Who is the best centre back? 2024. Rudiger, Saliba. I rate Saliba quite highly, so I'll probably go in. He's really good. By the way, guys, look, kind of unrelated, but let's have a bit of fun with this. Now, guys, as you know, the gaming channel is happening. Just a few cards to have a look at here. I just want to have a look at this. What do we think to some of these? I don't know how many of you are interested. But what do we think of that? And then drop down to 90. Let me know. Yeah, exactly. John Stones stopped it. Rodri got 91. Yeah, I do like that. I like Rodri getting 91. I think he absolutely deserves that. Haaland keeping his 91 is absolutely right as well. I disagree with this entirely. I don't know why KDB's dropped down. I know why. It's because he picked up an injury, but that's so unfair. 24 GNA in 26 games is crazy. 87 for Gundogan. Big ups to that. 88 Edison, 88 Bernardo. They're maintaining. Phil Foden up to 88, which he deserves. I was seeing 87, but no, 88 is absolutely right. Player of the season. There's no way he gets only a +2. At least he won something. Yeah, that's true. I get that. In terms of, like, if we're going off that, then it's Rudiger, of course. But in terms of the actual player, I would. I mean, I think Real Madrid win the Champions League if Saliba's there. If Saliba's there and Rudiger's not, you know, and I think that would be the case. I think Arsenal. I think he should leave Arsenal personally. I mean, it's funny that I'm saying that, but still. Obviously, guys, follow this legend here if you haven't already on Twitter and sub to him and all that. Liverpool completed their signing of Giorgio Mamardashvili. He'll be joining in 2025, but we don't really care about Liverpool. It's not FC Connect. You see Morgan Rogers. I didn't, but I know that he made a shot on a silver plate for Watkins and now he missed it. Hello, you good, mate? Hello, MCFR. I'll run you through basically what we've looked at. So I don't know if you know. You probably do because, you know, you do keep your eye on stuff. I'm in the restaurant. So you've been looking at Oskarsson. We're admirers of him but unlikely to make a move. And then, new graphic. We had a look at this. We compared the stats. Only worth 5 million, Oskarsson. Apparently a deal for him with costing the regions of 20 million plus add-ons, which is big. So, you know, it's not too bad in terms of that. I am curious to who we'll go for if we go for anyone. Who's better in the new season, Diaz or Saliba? I mean, we're like 3 games in, so let's give it a couple more months and then we can really decide. But I think it's been a good start for Diaz. And Saliba, in fairness. They've Arsenal yet to concede a goal. It's good going to Norwegian Fjord tomorrow. Have a good time, lad. But guys, look, thank you for tuning in. Whether you're watching this back or whether you are watching it right now. Thank you for tuning in. Your support is appreciated as per usual. On the push for 600 before the end of August. If we hit that, that is amazing. If we can't, though, boo-hoo. Thank you all for tuning in. Your support is great as usual. Feel free to like and subscribe. Thoughts on Liverpool? Decent start, to be fair to Arne's slot. Let's see how he does. Doing a Man United Liverpool watch along spoiler for you. See you later.